What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? So I am back and I'm ready to go over some really good content, but in this video we're going to actually be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine, baby. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to post it right here. The poster of the movie. So let's get into why I'm doing this review. Why are we talking about Deadpool and Wolverine? Well, there's a lot of things that this movie actually really made an impact in the cinematic universe. And I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Ryan Reynolds is a genius. And the fact that when I first watched X-Men and we were introduced to Deadpool, he wasn't really no much a character or anything like that from the comics. It was just their version of what Deadpool should be. And the fact that they were able to not to just do one Deadpool, two, this is the third movie in the installment of the series. And honestly, Deadpool really broke the ground for multitude of different things. The fact is that this stellar cast and the secrecy of keeping Deadpool and Wolverine to a minimum was very, very well received, especially for all of us fans that love the cinematic universe, that love Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, and then the fact the returning of Hugh Jackman as the original and only Wolverine out there. I am not going to geek on you guys, but we're going to get more to the review. So, just to keep myself going and the bullet points that I wrote for myself, the fact of the matter is when Ryan Reynolds created Deadpool, a lot of people weren't sure if it was going to be successful or not. But then when it blew fans, critics, and even Marvel Studio and Disney in the same time, because Disney didn't buy off Deadpool yet. It was still under Fox. Once they bought Fox, it was kind of like this little hit and miss, and they do mention it in the film, of course, Deadpool, with a breaking the third wall. But just to let you guys know that this is not any type of spoilers. At this point, it's been almost since July 20, was it July 26? Yeah, July 26 when the film came out. And most of you guys should have already seen it. So this is not really, I'm not really going to give a spoilers. I'm just giving you my thoughts, my reactions, my whole grand scheme of what I feel that Deadpool layered out. And the simple fact is that it layered out the timeline perfectly, and it actually gave Marvel something, a placeholder to work towards. Because the whole premise of Deadpool, saga, universe, whatever you want to call it, it really didn't fall. The problem that we were having in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that this had this natural buildup from Iron Man to now. And the thing is that once they broke that layer of the multiverse and everything like that, it really layered the foundation of every single Marvel film that was not produced by Disney, but every previous film before that is all part of essentially the multi-universe. And the fact of the matter is that even though Ryan Reynolds doesn't really try to do anything with his movies, at least with Deadpool, he just wants to create an entertaining film for the family, to enjoy it and see it. But the thing that I'm not sure about, and a lot of people are wondering, is that he not only created an entertaining film for anyone to watch, but he sticked it to the man to make sure that nothing broke. And that's the problem, that once they bought Fox, Disney did not know how to introduce the X-Men or mutants or any of that. Remember, like, they did introduce Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in Age of Ultron, but they admitted the fact that they were mutants, and they were actually the daughters and sons of Magneto. And so this is the whole problem of the premise of the cinematic universe, is because they didn't know exactly how to introduce mutants. Because I feel like the timeline of the cinematic universe, it stayed into one timeline. So when they created all these other films like Miss Marvel, WandaVision, a few other ones from Disney Plus that were released, they really didn't have like a concrete thing. And the fact that they got rid of the Kings, this whole natural buildup from Thanos series saga, and now they're trying to do the Tang series, but then all this problems happened with the actor. So a lot of Marvel films didn't do so well until Deadpool came out and broke the barriers. And to me, I feel like he did a great job with it. He literally, he really, really tried heavenly to make this film as most successful as possible. And he fulfilled it for it to be now considered from a 20 million budget film to a multi-billion-dollar box office success. And I believe it's ranked the most rated R movie of all time, beating Passion of the Christ and also beating a few other popular movies from the past. So now we're getting back to Deadpool. So Deadpool, basically, it opened a lot of doors for them to introduce X-Men, which was a really good segue. But this one right here just really redefined a lot of things. And if you haven't seen it yet, like I said, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but I am going to mention a few prominent figures that also I feel like that Deadpool and Wolverine really solidify how the universe is going to be and gave some Marvel a chance to finally work towards how Iron Man was placed and kept on moving forward. Now Deadpool is front and center, and it's going to make sure everything's going to be weaving in together. Because, you know, it brought Elektra back, it brought Blade back, it brought Gambit, which it wasn't the Gambit that we're used to, but an alter ego, because there's a multiverse, it's a variant. So Channing Tatum did a wonderful job, Jennifer Garner, and of course the one and only Wesley Snipes, who actually created this saga. Blade is the reason why superhero films are made for today. And it's funny because when I was growing up watching Blade, I loved Blade growing up, but I never knew that he was part of the Marvel comics. And that was something I learned as I got older. But this tremendous cast has been and the fact that Ryan Reynolds had his wife in there and his kids, you know, it showed like a lot of like comedic dialogue. I'm surprised to not see Cable in it, but it makes sense because what they were the premise of the film that they were trying to create, which allowed Marvel to finally actually, if you guys didn't go to D23 Expo, they literally blew up everything. The fact of the matter is that they opened the door to now have more Marvel films that are going to weave everything together. And Deadpool is the one film, you can disagree with me or not, it doesn't matter, because everyone's entitled to their opinions, but I feel like Deadpool really helped Marvel have a foot in the door to work towards, to now a film to actually they can use to start building their new saga, the new main villain. And the fact that they released Victor Doom's coming back is actually the best course of action that they could possibly do, and have the man himself, Robert Downey Jr., playing Victor Van Doom. So with this Phase 6, I feel like Marvel, before Deadpool came out, Marvel's been trying to figure out how to do it. What they've been doing is that you have to remember they've naturally built their movies up to Thanos, okay? And that was a great I feel like that was a great structure on really creating that element for superheroes and natural build-up and the characters intertwining in their films, because it builds that premise in a film that needs it to continuity. And the simple fact is that be surprised. You will be surprised even more with the films that are going to be coming out, releasing. I'm going to try to put the videos of the timeline for Phase 6. But Disney revealed about 23 films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that they're going to create. You know, finally getting Fantastic Four, their movie going in with Pedro Pascal. Armor Wars is going to be in Disney Plus. You know, Agatha is going to be in Disney Plus. Loki is going to come out with a season 2. There's a lot of different things that they're building up, and I feel like Deadpool helped that in that sense. Let's see. The one interesting thing that a lot of people weren't sure about is how the hell did Ryan Reynolds get Hugh Jackman to come back into being the character that really blew up his career. And if you guys haven't remembered, so the one thing that I'm going to tell you that will contain some little spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine if you haven't seen it yet, is that Ryan Reynolds really captivated the audience by capturing all the people from the original Fox movies, as you can see from the start. And they also gave a great way of segue to introduce mutants into our universe, in the cinematic universe. Leave your comments and thoughts if that's the truth, but that's up to you guys. But I'm reading an article where one of the co-writer of Logan confessed that Deadpool and Wolverine's opening scene left him pleasantly surprised. And if you haven't seen the movie yet, watch it. I'm not gonna give it because if you remember, Logan, the film that came out in 2017, it was actually where Jackman finally killed off his character, but also reprising his role was Xavier as well, with the new girl that's gonna take a full run through for our universe, for the Marvel series and the Avengers, the new Avengers that we're gonna start doing. So the fact is that he weaved everything in a sense to pay homage to previous films like Blade characters. Even Johnny Storm came in and make an appearance. And of course, Chris Evans, who originally started as Fantastic Four, and now he's the American Captain America. So they weren't sure how he was going to be perceived in this film because, they killed him off, and because he wanted to be killed off because he didn't want to come back in Wolverine. He said when he reprised in his role, he said he's done Wolverine, all of that. And Marvel, for the life of me, because they've been trying to get mutants into the saga, they reached out to Hugh Jackman multiple times, and he declined every single offer. And the fact that Ryan Reynolds got him to be in the film, and it also opened the doors for a lot of things, because mostly, if you haven't realized, a lot of Deadpool and Wolverine, or Deadpool 3, it really goes back to previous stories weaving. So Logan's involved, like the movie Logan's in there, Blade, Elektra, talking about how the what is it called? The TVA. And that's the interesting about the TVA is that originally I thought it was like pretty much like in chaos not after Loki season 1, but in Ant-Man, they pretty much opened the doors about the TVA and about how literally Kane literally kind of like wiped the TVA in the thing and took over the quantum realm. Because believe it or not, if you guys don't know yet, the quantum realm is actually where the TVA is actually located. So there's a lot of Easter eggs in that film that also pay homage to Wolverine's character, the Deadpool, and a few other extra people that are gonna make a grand appearance as well. So if you guys are interested, if you want a good laugh, if you want to take your family out, enjoy it. I promising you guys, you will be excited. And I give this a thumb up film. Out of 4 out of stars, I would give it honestly a 4. It really, the storyline really captivated me. It kept me on my toes, and it kept me, because the one thing about coming into a film is that I leave everything outside the door and I wait to see what is presented to me, because when you have this anticipation of what the film's going to be like, 9 out of 10, you're going to be disappointed. Very disappointed. So when I say, whenever you're watching any type of film that's being broadcast from stuff that we grew up with, just leave that stuff out the door and just see what they're going to do. Because like I said, filmmakers are not going to always follow the same narrative. You have to remember that. When directors, producers, they want to create something, yes, they're going to take something that we loved and cherish, and they're going to make it into their image of what the character is going to be. But the one good thing about the cinematic universe and Kevin Feige involved heavily is that he's not going to ruin that reputation of the character. So he did a really good job with the thing, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to weave everything with the Eternals, Fantastic Four, and Victor Von Doom, and then the 2 Avengers series that's going to introduce more multiverse characters. So honestly, I'm super excited and pumped to see what's going to happen. But thank you guys for staying tuned and watching. Please leave any comments if you want me to ask anything or any reviews that you want me to do. But this is a Deadpool review. Hope you guys liked it. Thank you for staying tuned and have a great day.